Prison is not no place to be. Let me tell y'all something. We're going to listen to this story. I seen like a minute of it on TikTok, and I was like, man, I got to find this whole clip now, all right? Sit back, buckle up, prop me up on your desk, turn me up in your speakers, turn me up in the radio, however you're listening. How are you listening this morning? By the way, good morning, right? Comment below how you listening this morning. But without further ado, we ain't gonna waste too much time. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're new here, I post every day except for Saturdays, all right? So if you're looking for a daily podcast to listen to, I'm your guy, okay? I still got the crust in my eyes and everything, but I'm gonna make a post. I'm gonna make sure my people is entertained every day to get through the day, okay? Whole lot of scrolling going on to give y'all good content, okay? All right, so without further ado, make sure you hit that subscribe button. But let's get into this, man. Oh, by the way, this video is by Ian Bick. If you type this in right here, locked in with Ian Bick, and you see this young man's face, click that, you'll see the whole video, all right? It's called How I Survived 15 Plus Years in Michigan State Prison.
I was a very introverted kid, but I was kind. I was compassionate. I've been in a couple of fights in my life, but I've never exerted violence. And when they sent me to, I was raped the first week I was in prison by two guys. So the cell doors open every 15 minutes. During chow lines, the doors are automatic. They open every 5 minutes, the doors open during chow. So you can go to chow and you can come back. And, my bunkie had left, and I was tying my shoes, and the doors open, and these two dudes come running. And I mean, this guy's got a knife that's this massive knife, and they grab me by my throat, and they stick it in my throat. I mean, I still have a scar on my throat from it. And you know what this is, man. If you scream, if you yell, if you fight, you're done. I'm going to kill you. And I know in the comment section, you're going to get a lot, I would have rather died. Sure you would have, tough guy. Right, like in that moment, like, what are you gonna do? Like, there's nothing you're gonna do. And I just remember the door was open and closed 3 times, and then they took off, and that was my first moment of real violence in my life. Like, if I don't do something, this is gonna be my entire prison life. I'm gonna be.
Comment below right now. What are you doing? What are you doing? Because it's easy for me to say from the outside looking in, like, man, go on and just send me to the upper room. Get the slicing and dicing. Let me see what you got. Give me your best one right here. Oh, just slice it. It's easy to say that from the outside looking in, but when you are actually in that situation, you don't really know how you would handle that out of fear when that fight or flight kicks on and you're not feeling that tough no more. Death is kind of looking a little scary. A slice to the neck is like, do I really want that? Might as well. Like how exactly would you guys handle that? Are you, go ahead, do it. Like, some people not even gonna flinch. Go ahead, do it. You ain't even need the knife, nigga. All you had to do is ask. If that's what you're into, shit, I'm here. I'm your guy. Some dudes don't mind, And then some other dudes is like, I'd rather die. So comment down below right now. What would y'all do?
Somebody's bitch. This is what's going to happen. So I grabbed up these little segregation pencils. The pencils they give you in segregation? These tiny little bastards?
The golf ones.
The golf pencils.
I got segregation.
I grabbed them up. I took my shoestrings out of my little black shoestrings out of my shoe, and I wrapped them around. I had like 5 of them. And I went across the hallway when the door opened again, and he's standing across the hall, and I walked over, and I was like, hey, bro, I just want you to know that I'm not going to tell anybody. And he looked at me with this look of, and I just lost it. And I just started stabbing him in the face with these pencils. And he went, and these pencils aren't going to do that much damage, right? But there's a lot of blood because it's ripping the base layer of your flesh off, and there's blood everywhere. And this guy's screaming, and I'm just in this state of rage. And then you hear the keys jingling. I got up, darted across, and of course, as soon as you do that, all the inmates basically are building a wall for you because they're all standing around watching it like, oh. So I was able to slick down, go right back across the hall, back into the cell, pop the pencils into the sink real quick, hit old Igor in the water kicking out, wash all that blood off real quick, like, threw the shoestring under the bed, spread the pencils out, and I just laid on my bunk like, I mean, my heart's just beating, shaking. And then you hear the other guy, CO, he's kicking on the door. I need to lock up, man. That guy's going to get me too. Looking back at him, I'm like, dude, you're such a broad. 10 minutes later, they've done carted them both off. And I'm just laying there. My bunkie comes back and says, what the hell was that? None of your business. Just mind your business. And I'm still reeling from, like, you guys just violated me in the worst way for 15 minutes. And then this happens, and my brain is just all over the place. My heart's beating, and now I know I'm screwed. They're going to come and they're going to give me a new case, and I'm just laying there just, and they never came back. And then count time passes, lights out, and I'm just laying there all night like, I just know it. And they never came back.
What do you think 10-year-old Sonny would have thought of you in that moment?
Man, this topic really got me thinking right now. But you know what else I've been thinking about? The fact that my subscribers are making money. So this subscriber right here DM'd me, and he made $3,000 in 70 days. So I tell y'all all the time to DM me if y'all make any money, clicking the link in my description or the link in the comment section. All right, people are making money playing games. All right, free cash. All right, so I told him to send me a screenshot right here. Here's a screenshot of his earnings. This is not a fake screenshot or anything like that. I don't know this guy. I don't think we follow each other. Well, yeah, he follows me, but shout out to him. And then I asked him, I said, that's wild, bro. What games do you be playing so I can let the people know? He said, bingo, all of the bingo games. So y'all check out the bingo games. Solitaire 1. I made the most off of bingo cash, pocket 7 games, and solitaire cash. All right, so y'all see everything he said right here. All right, there's a multiplier on there. Bro, go check it out for yourself. If you feel like, this is a little sketchy, just check it out. See if it's for you. See the games. Try it out. If it's not for you, don't do it. You don't have to put no hard information, just an email and a password. Yeah, check out the games. Try the games out again. And if you get a little funny, don't put no hard information. But just try it out. All right, I'm going to put the link in the description below and the link in the comment section. All right. Link in the description below, the link in the comment section. All right, yo, shout out to this guy right here. Y'all go follow him, Prince MVO. Y'all could go shoot him a DM and ask him, like, yo, bro, is this legit? How'd you make the money? Ask him for tips. Go follow him. All right. But like I said, I'll leave the link in the description below, link in the comment section. Back to
when you became someone that, you weren't raised that way, that's not who you are at heart.
I think that little boy would have been proud. Right? Like, that's the first time I ever stood up for myself in my life. Instead of I lived my life in fear as a child, most of it because I was afraid that somebody's going to get in trouble or it was never about me or my pain or what I'm going through or my trauma. I was always worried about somebody else getting in trouble, my family falling apart or my family breaking. And I'd always just been a carpet and just accepted the trauma and the pain that I'd been through in my life. And I think that 10-year-old little boy would have been proud that you finally stood up for yourself and did something, right?
Where was your mom throughout that first sentence?
She left. Her and her boyfriend moved to South Carolina as soon as I went to prison. She came and saw me after I got sentenced. She came and visited me in the county jail and said, me and I forget his name at this point, a little short Irish guy, but we're moving out of state. We're going to go to South Carolina, and that's it. And I was by myself on my own the whole time throughout prison. Like, I had nobody to call, nobody to talk to. Like, I have to figure this out on my own. And I got swallowed by gangs really quickly. After that stabbing, like, they didn't see what these guys did to me. They just saw me doing that. And so they think that there's this crazy white boy out here to just stab the shit out of these guys. And I'm like, as soon as we went to the next facility, we were on the bus. The guy that I'm riding with, his name's Lalo. He's going to be my bunkie. When we got the itinerary on the bus and we know that we're going to TCF and we're going to be bunkies, we're in the same cell. And he was in this gang and he was the one that introduced me to them. And they're like, yeah, man, we could always use a down ass soldier to be in the gang. And and you got to put in work, right? You want to be a part of this. Here's a knife. There's the opposition. Go prove yourself. Give me that. It's like, I'll do this in a heartbeat. What do you mean? This is going to keep me safe. Went over there and I stabbed the crap out of another guy, and that was it. That became my life. I immediately got swallowed by it. And it was intoxicating, right? For the first time in my life, these people see me. They validate me. I'm a part of this organization. We have the cool hand signs and handshakes, and I'm a part of this. And it was just intoxicating for me. And at the same time, I found protection for myself in being violent. If you know that I will stab you, you're not going to mess with me. So I stabbed everybody, right? That was my go-to, was just like, here, I'm not playing with
stab
you. And I fell into that really quickly. So I became a shooter for the gang. And that was my life for 5 years.
What about drugs or alcohol?
No, this shit is not funny, but son just said, I stabbed everyone. He said, hey, I'm not playing with you, all right? I'll stab you and your friends. This is what I do. They call me Stabby for short. Back the hell up, because I'll stab you too. He just doesn't sound like the dude that's out here stabbing, you know? But this is crazy, man. That's a crazy life to live, boy. Prison 8 is not for the
Were you exposed to that in there?
5 years.
What about drugs or alcohol? Were you exposed to that in there?
It's never been a thing in my life. I've never really had access to. I mean, I smoked weed as a kid, tried acid a couple times, didn't do anything. Never was exposed to any hard drugs. Going into prison, I heard about it,
acid.
but it's just never a thing that I was exposed to. So,
do you ever think about the fact that you missed out on, say, going to proms or graduation, things of that during those 5 years, or even while you were living in the moment of that, like you're 17, hey, I could be at prom right now.
All the time. I mean, it's because also there's guys that come into prison all the time, right? And they're 17, 18, 19, and you hear their stories as, you walk the yard and you're chopping it up with guys, and they're talking about, oh man, I went to prom last year and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I've never been to a prom. I've never been to dance. I've never been to a homecoming. I don't know what that's like. And of course, you want to know. And I think one of the bad things about locking a young person up for so long is that you don't mature at a normal rate, right? Like I'm like a 44. I mean, I'm 44 now, and I'm like a 25-year-old stuck in a 44-year-old's body, right? Like I didn't mature at that rate. And so for me, when you're getting back out, it's like I'm still interested in the things that I would have been interested in as a kid. Like I started a rap metal band when I was 37 years old and was touring the country in a rap metal band. Like who does that in their late 30s? Like, but I guess there's this, a part that's you didn't get to mature at that rate, right?
Where's the support system in there? Counselors, case managers, a kid that young, where is that?
That's a fantastic question, Ian. Would love to know that. How do you see this kid that's going through all this and nobody asks a question? No, never once have I been approached by a psychotherapist or somebody in law enforcement or something that was like, something's wrong with this kid. Something's going on. It was never asked, which is why when I met like Jim Cole and these guys, I'm like, I didn't know you existed. Even as I'm 40-some years old, I had no idea that these kind of organizations exist. And that's where Jim and I connected so hard in the beginning of that first Zoom call was, you guys are the heroes that I needed when I was a kid. I didn't know you guys existed. And how do I look back from it now? I can't look away from it now, right? Like I'm fully into this.
I mean, the system failed you from the start.
100%. But what are you going to do with that? You also can't look back at it and use it as an excuse to be a piece of shit for the rest of your life, right?
When you were coming to the end of that first sentence, what were you thinking of for the future?
I had forgotten that I was about to get out. So I have this half dragon tattoo that's on my side. Laid the stencil. And I was like, well, you're going to let that heal, and then we're going to go in and do all the shading. And they were like, all right, pack your stuff up. You're out tomorrow.
I'm searching what he did, yo.
Oh, crap. I forgot. Oh, wow. I'm getting out tomorrow. It was Friday the 13th, December 2002. And so I quickly was able to get on the phone, and I don't even remember why, but I had my mother's phone number. And my mother was in Michigan staying with my brother. And they were like, oh, we'll be there. We'll come get you tomorrow. And so they came up and they picked me up. It was Friday the 13th, 2002. And they gave me $75 and 3 condoms and were like, best of luck. I didn't have no parole, no nothing. I maxed out the sentence.
All because of the different stabbings or anything else you got into?
Yeah, all the trouble that I was in. So in 97, when I originally got convicted, they had good time. And in 98, they instituted truth in sentencing. I actually think now in 99, they instituted truth in sentencing. So no, there's no more good time. On this one, I had a little bit of good time.
So he was in his teens, because he said he's like 44, and he said 97, so that had to be about 29 years ago. 29 years ago, he had to be like 15. Yeah, he had to be like 15. Wow, yeah, that's pretty young. I'm trying to search what he did, but I can't find it for whatever reason. I think his name is Sonny Vaughn. Was arrested by the time he was an adult. Redemption. He was convicted. Damn, at 7 years old, he was convicted of his first crime. God. And by the age of 12, he was convicted again. If this is the same person. Yeah, well, look, man. If y'all want to watch the rest of that, go to Ian Bick. Ian Bick, that is matter of fact, I'll just put it on the screen. I know it's going to be that one person. Why you didn't tag him, Boogie? Why you ain't tag him? Why you ain't put him on the screen? Don't be selfish, Boogie. All right, Boogie not going to be selfish. That ain't the intent. Ian Bick, all right? Search for this video right here. You know, you can listen to the rest of it after you get done watching my videos. But, yo, get hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on my post notifications. Y'all know I love reacting to these prison stories because sometimes that's all you need to be beyond scared straight, all right? I don't need to learn from experience when it comes to prison stories. I don't want to go to prison. I don't want to live out these stories. You just in there, you're just taking it. You know, I just had to take it. What happened? I had to take it. What do you mean you had to take it? They had a knife to my neck. And next thing you know, I'm in there for 15 minutes. 15 minutes? That is 5 Keith Sweat songs. But, you know, he was a victim. This is not even a joke. But where I'm coming from is not so much about him. You know, I kind of feel bad for making that joke. It's more so about this is a common occurrence in there. You know, this is a common thing that happens to people in there. Now, it don't happen to everybody, but I always tell y'all, I do not want to go to no booty warrior jail. All right, some people be, I did 15 years. Yeah, you know, and I'll go back. You'll go back, nigga. You got a boyfriend. That's why. You have a man. Okay? Because something about all this free world, all the free girls, you just want to go lock back in a cage with the lights off, and you in there with a man. That's what you want to go do, right? It's cool. 2026, do what the hell you want to do. But be honest. That's all I'm saying. Get hit that like button, subscribe button, turn on my post notifications and all that good stuff, man. And if you want to make some extra money just playing games on your phone, all you got to do is click the link in the description below, the link in the comment section. These apps are literally paying people just to play games on your phone. So try it out, see if it's for you. If it's for you, it's for you. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But if you catch yourself making money, make your money. Until next time, y'all, it's me, your boy, Ty Boogie. I'm out of here, man. Peace.